Okay, so I'm gonna fire just a couple of questions to get us started with Kerryn, and then obviously members of the media, just shout if you need to ask your questions, just raise your hand and introduce yourself to Kerryn and fire away your question. So Kerryn, maybe if you could start by reflecting second edition of this particular competition, just feedback from your side. How has the second edition of the Carling Black Label Cup gone so far, and overall the Carling knockout as well, with Magesi coming all the way to face a very good all-star team, I must say?
Yeah, I think it's such a big moment where we sit today. We sought to Magesi in this campaign, and as a brand that has historically given fans unprecedented control over this beautiful game that they love, you know, this Carling All-Stars team, as I keep talking about, is fantasy soccer, but it's not fantasy. In fact, it's reality, and we've just seen a beautiful game played by the Carling All-Stars, the second year in which the Carling All-Stars take home the trophy. And I think it just shows how discerning our champion fans are. Not only are they just huge supporters of the game, but they also know what they're talking about. I think to 2 years in a row go on to take a team that has knocked out, you know, has gone through a full 16 teams in the PSL knockout, I think it really just shows the power of the voice of our champion fan.
Yeah, as you say, a great game. Maybe it leaves a little bit of a bitter taste in that there were not a lot of bums on seats. Maybe just your comment on that, and the fact that maybe potentially in terms of choosing a venue in future, we go for a more compact stadium. What the decision behind that in the coming weeks or coming months?
Yeah, I think it's a really good point. I think you know, last year we started this brand new fixture, you know, a reimagined Carling Cup, what was historically a derby and automatically then filled stadiums. You know, this really took a lot of thinking, and last year we held it, well, in fact at the beginning of this year, the 6th of January, we held it in Polokwane, and we're still trying to figure out the right format. We wanted to this year bring it to arguably the home of football, which is Soweto. We are very confident that the understanding of All-Stars will start to increase, and we expect that the fans who were in attendance today will continue, you know, to show just how exciting it is, right? It's a never before seen fixture, and we hope that grows in 2025, and that we're able to fill a stadium. That will always be our objective, but it's not our only objective. Our other objective has been fan engagement, and you know, today we were sitting on over 4.5 million votes during the campaign, and that really just shows out how much, you know, the fan really cares about this, and that's huge in our world.
Could it be a consideration maybe to have this fixture at the end of the season, where the appetite, people are a lot more hungry for football, having probably not seen their stars for a couple of weeks?
It's a very good point, and you know, obviously we work with our partners at the PSL in terms of when we're given the fixture and the slots, and I think going into next year we'll have, again, a little bit more knowledge and understanding of the type of audience that this brings in. But you know, really to say that we've engaged fans for over 10 weeks is amazing, you know, since the beginning of the knockout.
And then before I hand over to the members of the media, a final one, but obviously not the least, no excuse message, just your comment on that. And I saw fantastic. I know some of the guys who shot that video are very good friends of mine. They do very good work, and strong message as well. Yeah,
as a brand, we have strongly put a lot of focus behind No Excuse, and this year we took quite a bold move with our partners at the PSL. So you'll see, for example, this jersey I'm wearing right now has the PSL logo on, because we take it as a shared accountability. When you are part of something that is so big and so powerful and it means so much in South Africa, we have to use soccer as an influence for good. And so we've been very deliberate in No Excuse this year. We have focused on our campaign, which is called called the real injury time. So you'll notice that we started talking about no excuse after 90 minutes because it's a very clear and well understood term in the world of soccer, which is injury time, right? An opportunity to make up for lost opportunities. But the reality is that the real injury time happens off the field, and oftentimes when passions flare, those passions can land up in a very you can use passion for good and you can use passion for bad, and we want to take a stand and ask and rally South African men to become champions for change. And so we will always use soccer as our big platform to talk about no excuse. And I think just that video that you would have seen just shows how many important soccer personalities are equally as invested in it, and we will continue that.
Absolutely. Members of the media, we could have you raise your hands for questions, and then we'll wrap this up in a few minutes. No questions? Okay, happy. So our one-on-one worked. We
Thank you.
All the bases. Thanks, Kerryn.
Thank you.